Hi everyone, how you guys doing this morning? I am so happy to be back with you guys. Hey, that sound like a California girl, so like hello everyone. No, I'm joking. Yeah, so I'm glad to be back, and of course with my co-pilot here, Stig Kenobi. How are you doing this morning?
Waking up. Other than that,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
yeah, he partied hard last night, you guys.
Oh, I was just up late yapping.
Yeah, I know, I'm teasing. Yeah, so he was up late, and so now he's finally joining us, and I am glad that he's back back as my co-pilot as well. And I'm so happy to discuss the comic, The Hunt for Aurra Sing. And if you guys haven't had a chance to read it, then I suggest even, sticking with us, going through the comic and stuff, leaving your comments, your questions and stuff, and then going picking it up as well. Go purchasing it. So yeah. So as always, what's in your mug? So, what are you enjoying this morning for coffee chat? Just let me know, and let's check out who is here. Okay, whoops. There we go. Casperius first. Hello. I had some people hanging out waiting. Lord Vader, how are you doing? Zagorot 315. Good morning. Fat Steven Seagal beat up Pablo Hidalgo. Hello. I'm so glad you kept that. That's funnier than heck. Love it. And Billy Russo, hello there. And Stig never did said his hello there yet. He's still waking up. So, and
Oh,
then
sorry. Hello there.
that's okay. That's okay. Your brain is starting to, come back, wake up, and all that. I understand. And Terminus, hail Laura, hail Stig. How are you doing this morning? And Matthew, Berkland, hail from Istanbul. Hey, nice to have you here. I was there like a couple years ago. Matthew, 7 p.m. there. Yes. Are here. Yeah. So hello, you guys. And then Keck 44. Good morning. And you guys hit the like button and share on Twitter that I am live now. I didn't do that yet. Or just broadcast that will be live at 9 a.m. And then Cavatino, morning, gorgeous people. How are you doing? So, Stig, how are you doing? It's kind of been a crazy week for me where I'm trying, and just getting back to the swing of things. Many of you guys probably know that I lost a fur baby and I've had her for 22 years. And so, it's like losing a little family member, so I think, so thank you guys for the patience that you have with me as well. So, how are you doing, Stig? And how was your week?
Uh, Pretty normal week. Um,
Hmm.
Reading a bit and
Yeah.
yapping on YouTube. And yeah, nothing special happened, I think.
Nice. Nice. Yapping on YouTube. Yep, exactly. So, and again, I missed you guys. I missed the coffee chat with you guys. And, so I am excited to get into this comic here. And I know Stig, we've been kind of just, slowly chatting about it and all. So I'm going to pull it up right now. So here we go. So, Stig, what do you think about Aura Sing?
She's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And so this is a good comic and I love the art in here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and this is the first one. And again, it's called The Hunt for Aura Sing. So
You know, it's been quite a few years since the Star Wars villain was actually a threat.
yeah. And we get it right here. And she's amazing. You know, um, the classic villain is always going to be Vader, but man, she's just right up there, I think. What do you think?
Um, in terms of threat level, yeah, well,
Hmm.
Vader was a threat on a grander scale, though.
Yeah.
She's more threat to individuals.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then a strong, dark female character, correct, Orange Hat. And you know what's so funny is that I put up like the one with what's her name again? Adi. And I was like, strong basically female is what I said, strong female on Twitter, and people took it wrong because they're so now conditioned, and it's very sad that this is happening. They're so conditioned to because of Disney Star Wars, that looking at a female that she's just OP or Mary Sue, or the Force is female, now to not recognize the true strong females of Star Wars in the original lore. So I did get a little backlash, like, oh God, here we go again kind of deal, or F that, kind of thing. And I was like, you guys don't understand. Have you guys read the comic and understand why Adi is saying what she said and why she's a strong, female? Um, yeah, so I think that's because of um what Disney's created with female leads and female in Star Wars, that people have a bad taste about female Star Wars characters. So
Oh, it's not just Star Wars. It's all the identity politics.
yeah.
Um, Even if people agree with it, they're still getting exhausted because they're getting hammered with it
Hmm.
several times a day.
Yeah.
And you know, if you think about it, if you agree with something, right,
Hmm.
and then you get it shoved in your face anyway,
Yeah.
5 times a day for 10 years,
Hmm.
people get fed up, you know.
Yeah.
And since it's all that stuff is infecting our escapism, basically,
Yeah.
you you never get rest from it because you you go back to a superhero comic or a movie or something,
Hmm.
and because you want to disconnect, and then there it is.
Hmm. Yeah, you have a great point there, and I think it just kind of breaks my heart because, when you have that and you're exposed to that and you go back to something that's classical, that was never the focus, then you start seeing them in that light, and it's not supposed to be seen. They're not supposed to be seen that way as well.
Yeah,
So
because Star Wars always had, well, I wouldn't say identity politics, but it always had strong females and
mhm,
all that stuff. But it was in there naturally.
yeah.
Now it's every time there's a new Star Wars product, oh, it has a strong female in it. Okay,
Yeah.
what's her
Ooh, yeah.
character about? Oh no, she's a strong female. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the character.
That's just how it is. And Cavatino, how did you keep a cat alive for 22 years? What were you feeding the loved furball? She was a house cat. She
She was feeding it souls.
souls. She had more than 9 lives, you guys. Yeah, she was just a well kept cat, and I was just blessed to have her for that many years, and just seeing her go that day, and it's just heartbreaking. So, but I'll leave it at that. Yeah, plus we're here to have a good time. All right, Jedi Padawan Treyla. Hello, morning, everyone. Orange Hat reviews. Aurra Sing, she was able to fight off Darth Caedus' mind domination.
Yeah.
And then, hello, Miss Martin Muse. How are you doing, darling? And then Lord Vader, identity politics needs to get out of Star Wars. Well, yes, it does. And, Orange Hat agrees with you, Stig. And Terminus East, yes, Stig, the show, The Boys, is the latest victim of that. And I haven't got into that, but that's what I'm hearing. And it's just
Yeah.
tragic.
Yeah, it's in the case of the boys, though, it's not necessarily identity politics, but it's anti-Trump stuff. The
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. And then, yeah. And so they're putting in real life politics, basically, which is not needed. It takes away because it's not going to age very well. It's not going to age very well.
No, especially not in Star Wars, because Star Wars, by design, was
Yeah,
meant to be timeless.
exactly. Exactly. Soul
It's
Assassin, morning, everyone. Sorry, Steve.
it's not timeless if it's obviously 2018 Californian politics. You know.
Mhm. I agree.
You know, the people of Poland and the people of Romania can't relate to that stuff. You know.
Yeah, true. So I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but Zazine one. It's just lazy writing. We've had great stories of men, women, politics for a long time. It's lazy marketing by a company.
It's also a shield
Yeah.
because if you don't like the writing or the story or whatever, then oh, you just hate females, right?
God, yes. I hate being, as a female myself, I hate, having our gender being used as that shield because it's not supposed to be that way. I don't want just to be recognized that way and then being used as a scapegoat, a shield.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Your gender has been reduced to a prop.
Yeah. That's disgusting. That is disgusting. And then they say, Alex says they pushed Force is female so hard to the point of degrading other characters, and it's put up a bad taste in people's mouth. Yes. Lord Vader, Star Wars has some political messages before Disney, but it wasn't shoved down our throats like it is now. The thing is, it was their politics, not ours. That's a huge difference. It
Yeah.
was theirs.
Also, just because Star Wars or a fantasy story or anything has political themes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that's not the same as having full blown political opinions stuffed in your face.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then, so we're going to get more into this comic here in a couple of seconds, but let me go ahead and read this. We do have 14 people here. Thank you guys so much for jumping in and participating in Coffee Chat. Alex Crozen. I'm renaming you. I sometimes do that. The Hand of Thrawn book warned against mob rule while still being Star Wars didn't feel forced. Exactly. Yeah, so they had a Thrawn, yeah, because there was they were called Vengeance, I think, for the Kalamasi documents and all that stuff. So if you haven't read that, check it out. Yes, the duology is political based and stuff, but it is very intriguing. So I'd say pick it up. And then we get the union. It leads up to the union of Luke and Mara, that comic. So check it out. Soul Assassin, if you didn't like it, don't watch. Read the project. A few weeks later, you were attacked for not reading, watching their stuff. It never ends. Yeah, that's what's going on. And not to break the cadence here, we already know that Pablo, published his fan fiction novel. And so we have that backlash going on right now. And what I'm going to say with this is just let them think that it's correct, those shills or whatever. Let them think it's correct. We all know that from witnessing everything go down, that they didn't use George's script, they didn't use his characters, they didn't use his arc, they used nothing. They didn't have a plan. So just, I would just say ignore them now. I did share some stuff, but ignore them now because they just want attention.
Yeah, that book, which is called Star Wars Facts.
Yeah.
He he um, he had Luke age a year after his death too. That's how
Yeah.
sloppy it was. So
Yeah.
if you're if you're dead, you don't get to celebrate your next birthday, right?
I didn't read that one, but I read some of the stuff that he like screwed up on between, the plot points between those characters that he displayed, like Kylo or Ben and Luke and stuff, but I didn't read the age one. Oh
Oh,
wow.
he had gotten the years wrong and stuff several times. Something about Kylo, and then Luke was a year older, even though he died the year before. And
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, so you're sipping coffee with my orange hat review coffee mug. You guys go ahead and check out his channel and stuff and his merch. Check him out. Check out Orange Hat Reviews. I've been on his channel a few times discussing Star Wars and verses, and it's fun. It's really fun. Lord Vader, some of the messages in the prequels you can relate that to our world, but it wasn't forced down our throats or it wasn't trying to push a certain narrative. That's the thing. It has to be relatable, but not our reality. That's like Luke Skywalker. No matter if you're male or female or whatever, he was relatable. It has to be relatable because that's part of the world building, right, Steve? You have to have it has to be relatable in a sense without shoving our own stuff in there.
Yeah, the character has to be relatable, and even if the universe, the story setting is fantastical, it still has to be recognizable. You know.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what we're saying. So we're not here going to discuss what Pablo said in his book and stuff like that. But what my point is here is that we already know it's BS. We already know he didn't get his facts straight. He didn't do his homework, and the editors didn't do their homework. And the proof is out there, and these people who believe it and are saying, oh, yeah, this is why this movie is so good now, or the sequel trilogy is good now. They proved a point that they did use. And no, when we have, Hemmel, when we have Iger, when we have JJ, when we have RJ, and all the actors state that there was no plan whatsoever
Yeah.
for the movies or even the characters, there's nothing. They didn't use it. So,
Even Kathleen Kennedy said it.
exactly. Exactly. So I would just mute them and not give them the attention they want. Okay, Lord Vader, when Kylo was 20 is 23, Luke should be 47. Exactly. So all right, so let's go ahead and get out of this like gloomy part of talk. We're here to celebrate George Lucas' era of Star Wars. Good morning, Justin Proper. How are you doing? Thank you for coming in. So let's get out of this gloomy talk and get into something. Let's get back to the heart of Star Wars. And this is what my channel is about. It's about the heart of Star Wars and talking and nerding out about all the beautiful things and the stories and stuff, and even talk about the ones that we didn't particularly like. And with that, we are going to have a the literature review, and we have set up the time frame. So Stig, what time do you think we should do it? That let me see, that Thursday
Isn't
of
it?
the month.
Isn't it next week though?
Is it the 22nd or the 29th?
I don't know.
You're like, I don't know. You're the boss lady, man.
Yeah,
Let's do it the 29th because
yeah.
I was always
Just
thinking it was going to be the
get
last
your
Thursday of the month.
get your facts straight, Hidalgo.
Well, my facts are straight. I just need a time. You want to keep it again at 5?
I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
you're ahead of time. You're like 9 hours ahead of me. That's why I'm giving you the courtesy call.
yeah, I think last time it started at 1 a.m. my time.
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
remember that because I got out of bed for the damn thing.
Yeah. Thank you. We could do it a little bit earlier too. We can go push it 4 or something too.
Yeah. Um. No, let's just do it when it fits best.
Okay. All right. So it's going to be on the last Thursday of this month. So I think it's the 29th. And I'm going to have it at 5. And it's Death Troopers. And so Stig has a lot of funny or a lot of things to say about this. So,
No, I mostly have bad things to say about it.
oh, I
Cause
didn't say good. I just said a lot of things.
yeah, spoiler, I thought it was a shit book.
Yeah. I haven't got through all of it just yet. So I'm not going to give my opinion just yet. I'll reserve it for that day. But again, I gave everybody a chance to vote on the book on Twitter. And
Yeah.
you guys voted for this book because it's so close to Halloween. So we are going to review it and stuff. So you guys stay tuned. I'll have all the information out here by today. All right. So let's get into the comic. I love Stig. He's just like so to the point. So we are in Coruscant here. So beautiful Coruscant, with the huge skyscrapers and the under cities as well. So, and what species is he? This guy here.
Uh, I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember. I don't remember, but they're masters. So, and they're investigating something, correct?
Yeah, they're tracking someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what race that guy is, but it's not my favorite Star Wars species. Let's put it that way.
Okay. All right. And so they have a Padawan with them, and this is crazy here. So I'm going to go forward here. So they're tracking someone, they're investigating, they're tracking someone, and of course there's a, a blood trail there. They come up to the crime scene and they're like, "What the heck?" kind of deal.
Basically, the security is dead.
Mhm. And it's right near it's the temple, right?
Yeah.
Like right near the temple, right?
Oh, it's in the temple
Yeah.
because you can see them.
Yeah, there's the statues right
Yeah.
there. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. And so the temple guards are basically slaughtered there, and they're in pursuit. They're trying to find out what's going on. And we have someone that's tied up right here. So we begin. Oh, excuse me. We begin with boom, straight on action with this comic. Like, I wouldn't not no pun intended, dead on action.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's a pun, take it as you wish. And so they're investigating, and they, of course, they have the Padawan here, and they're wondering what's going on here. And let's see here, and boom, here we go. We have Aurra Sing. So, and she's the one that tied him up and murdered everybody. And was it clear that she was just going to slaughter Jedi, or did she have a bounty for one of them?
No, I think she was just. I think she was just doing it as a hobby
Yeah,
this time, anyway.
yeah, yeah. And then here we go. And so they're confronting, and we have the young Jedi here. So, she's being trained, and so of course we know masters take their Padawans with them. It's always been a thing. So, and then we have her confronting, we have her attacking, and I'm getting up to the point here that me and Stig were talking about, just about this comic here.
Oh,
And it's,
the other guy is already dead.
yeah,
I think you skipped that. Blood is
sorry.
just spilling from him.
Where is that at? Oh, this
Uh,
guy that's hung?
yeah, the next one,
Okay, sorry about
because
that.
they find the guy who,
There we go.
yeah,
Right there.
he has been gutted,
Yeah.
and he seems to be held up with the Force by Aurra Sing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Stig's favorite species, ha ha ha, got slaughtered.
Yep.
And look at her face right here. Like, she's just like mad. Like, they capture her expression so well in this. So well. And then so then he defends, tries to overcome her, kill her, or whatever he needs to do to stop her. And she's just a freaking beast. She's just this beast that keeps going, and she's a huge threat, and she's really strong in the Force, because of her will, because of her, she's channeling the dark side, really. So
Yeah, she's actually Force sensitive
mhm.
in the Lucas canon, which is another thing they didn't seem to know in the
Yeah,
Clone Wars show.
yeah. And they just took that away from her and just made her a bounty hunter, right? Or something like
Yeah,
that.
a very incompetent one too.
That's sad. That's right. I forgot about that one. Sometimes there's some things I just like. There's so much that happened in there, that contradictions and stuff. It's just like I just started for like either forgetting or just blocking it out. Like, it's irrelevant now to me. But that's just me. All right. So they're having their confrontation here, and they're fighting, because they need to stop her. They need to stop her. And, she's penetrating. She's basically penetrated part of the temple here, slaughtered the security. And so, they need to, basically kill her, or whatever, capture her, kill her. And so we have the confrontation here. And then she kills right here the Padawan's master.
Yeah, she simply couldn't stomach him.
There we go. Stig's waking up. Yay. All right. So, and then so she's yelling, "No, master." And this woman is brutal. So I wanted to get to this one here. So we have her in shock. We have the Padawan in shock, and she's a young Twi'lek. And then Aurra Sing says, "Ah, a Padawan, how nice." Don't worry, little fool. Your master has joined the force. It's a good thing. It's a good way. Is it not? And so she's antagonizing her. And and it's crazy because Stig and I was talking about that. It's like she's just evil, and she's like playing with her, I guess you can say. But basically she ends up telling her, go back to go to the temple, get a new master, complete your training, and you're next. She basically tells that girl, I'm gonna
Yep.
you're next. Once you become a Jedi Knight, I'm coming for you. Yep.
Yep.
And look at her face. Look at that. That's it. And she's oh God, it's just like I was like, oh my God, this woman just is like heartless. She just like basically said, yeah, little fool, go finish your training with, and then I'm coming for you. You'll be next on my list.
Yeah, and that Padawan is reacting like a pansy.
She's crying. Yep, there she is. She's crying. Um, she's scared. And so basically, she's overlooking all, the dead masters and her dead master. And then so we get to the temple inside the council room in the temple there, and they're talking about what happened, and that it was Aurra Sing. And they also say that the young Padawan is now getting therapy for what had happened. So, and then we have Dark Woman show up. The Dark Woman.
Yeah, she used to be Aurra Singh's master, but
Mm-hmm.
she failed.
Mm-hmm.
Aurra Singh went bad.
Yeah, exactly. And
And
now
I
we
think
spoke of
Kiari Mundi trained her for a while too.
yeah. Yeah, because I was
Uh,
like trying to figure out the trail of like of I guess you could say lineage for her or a Sing. So Mundi and Dark Woman trained her.
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And Dark Woman also trained Mundi.
Yeah. So there we go. There's the lineage right there. Wow. Okay.
Or maybe Mundi didn't train Aurra Singh. I can't remember.
I know one of them. I did recall them saying something about that in there, but like I said, I was a little confused. That's why I asked you. Was that the lineage? So we'll have to look into that. That's interesting. It's interesting. So they're discussing what happened, like it happened right at in like the footsteps of the temple, basically. And, so they're now up at arms. They're like, we need to track her. We need to get her. She is a threat to the Jedi. She's a threat to, basically the galaxy because she's running free and she's been slaughtering our Jedi, basically. And we have Mayham here, and he's always blunt. In a way, he kind of reminds me of Stig because Stig doesn't care. He's blunt. He'll tell you just how it is. He doesn't sugarcoat
Uh,
anything.
Also, poet Scotty in the chat says there's a lot of evil, twisted women in Star Wars. Correct. That is why Star Wars is so relatable to everyone.
Yeah, because us women are evil and twisted all the time. No joking. Sorry, I just had to put that out there. But yeah, so this is a great comic. And again, I talk with Stig about this all the time. And, he gets to hear full on like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Just me nerding out. And
Basically, well, to be fair, you talk, I listen.
yeah.
It's like look at this. Ooh. You know?
I woman-splain to him.
Oh yeah.
And he don't mind. Because there's such a thing as, just listening to someone and not calling it just woman splain because you feel like threatened by the person or mansplaining.
Yeah, no.
All right, so let's move on here. So they're basically
Actually,
sending.
you know what it is? It's nerd splaining.
There we go. It's nerd splaining, huh? And well, you've also called it nerdgasm. Like, oh, you're going to have another nerdgasm when you read this comic.
Yep. You're absolutely gonna have one in the next one.
I can't wait. I can't wait. All right. All right. And so they're okay, so back to the task here. So basically they're deciding on who to send to track or hunt her down. And the Dark Woman wants to go and they deny her. They're like, you can't because you have too much into this. You you won't go about it in the right way, basically, or a Jedi way. It'll turn you dark, or compromise your connection to the light side, basically. And so they're picking, and so Mundi and Asharad Het, were put on the task here to do that. And then we have
They're skeptical of Ashrad Het because
Asharad Het.
Aurra Sing, in the comic we covered, well, it was actually the first comic we covered.
Yeah,
Aurra Sing killed his dad.
correct. Yeah. And so we'll get, when we get further in the comic here, we'll get into that as well, on what happens with him when he confronts. So that's a little bit of like spoiler of what's to come. So, and then they decide, and this is the picture I shared. I don't know if you could see my cursor, but this is the picture I shared on Twitter. And, I was complimenting how strong, or how strong and she is. And, so I got that backlash. And so this is the picture right here for what she says. And they're looking for people to go with Audie and Asharad Het, and she steps up. She's like, I will step up, basically. It's sad that the female is the deadliest in any species, Master Mundi. Bearing that in mind, perhaps we should make this match more even. I too shall go. So she's very strong in the Force. If you don't know her character very much, she's very strong in the Force, and she's a good match for her. And so she's stepping up, taking that call as well, to help out. And that's what that was about. It wasn't about her being the so-called Disney female character.
No, she's just saying that she's pretty much quoting nature. Where the female of the species is the most dangerous one. I mean, look at lions, right? It's the females that do the hunting.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. And so that's what that was about. And I found it kind of sad, and people liked how they reacted, but we did make the good points, and Stig did as well, about how it's a conditioning now after seeing 10 years or so many years of being told that we're bringing female characters in because they never had them in Star Wars, and we want strong female characters, and how they represented them. It's a conditioning that happened, and so that was proof of that.
If this had been a Disney comic, the story wouldn't have made much sense. Plus, that quote from Audie Gallia would be the marketing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. In fact, they wouldn't even probably have Mundi and Asharad Het in there. She would be just doing everything.
Yep.
So there's a huge difference. So there we go. All right. So let's move on. So this other one, and I love the cover arts. I just love it. I just love how dark she looks here. And she's fighting a droideka right here.
Yep.
Okay. And so this is Talas right here. And I almost got it confused with Trellis, because there's Trellis in the Corellian system, and then we have Talas. So this is Talas, and I like how, I love how worlds look different in Star Wars and stuff. And this is a very unique and different looking world. Not the common like sand world or forested world or whatever. So I thought this was really interesting how this world looks. It
actually looks a bit like the world they land on in Alien, where they find a derelict ship.
Yeah. Good call. And so she's there on a mission. So we'll get into that. And so she's fighting these droidekas, but if you guys notice, they don't have their shields on.
They're modified too. They have blades and stuff. So
yeah. So she battles them, and so we see that going on in here. And again, you guys, if you don't have this comic, I would find a way to pick it up and get into them, because these are just amazing. So,
and they're gonna get better once you start getting into the Clone Wars.
Yes. So this is like pre-Clone Wars, so we're not exactly there yet.
Yeah, we're right before episode 2.
Yeah, exactly. And so she does a force push. And so I love how it just dramatizes what, like what the force push is right here. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. And so again, let's get through the battle here.
Yeah, she makes, she's competent as heck. But
yeah,
that's her main power though, kind of, it's a fighting skill.
Yeah. Her
But
fighting
like
skill with
like
and without the force, right?
what? No, she's using the force too now and
Yeah.
again, but she like every other dark side user that's good at fighting, they're also overconfident.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so we have her here, and she defeats the droidekas, and then we have two Quarrens. Is that how you say it? Quarrens? They're a
Or
calamarian
yeah,
species.
Quarrens.
Yeah.
In the 80s, they were called squid heads.
Yes. Well, I wasn't gonna say that. I wanted to say the proper species. But yeah, so we have the Quarrens, and they are from the system of the Calamarian system. Um, are they from the planet Calamarian?
Yeah,
Calamari?
yeah,
Okay, yeah. So we know that there's a couple, at least a couple or three species from that planet.
yeah. They're
So
an aquatic species.
exactly, and so they approach her, and so we find out that they're hiring her as a bounty hunter.
Yeah, they want to kill off some political enemies, basically.
Yep.
And one of them, uh, someone has scarred one of the Quarrens, and this is what they're talking about it in the next few pages. That
Exactly.
some conflict has happened in the past, and they'd basically been driven away, and then they had been scarred, and it ties very well into the story, as you will see in a couple of pages.
Exactly. And you'll find out about the planet and all that too. So
Yeah,
let's go ahead and go forward.
and that's also oh, sorry, that's the bounty.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Jedi showed up to help their
hmm
opponents, and there's I think it was an explosion or something. If you
Yeah.
can turn the page,
Yes, I
and
am.
I think they got corrosive acid.
hmm
Yeah, you can see one of them being dragged. That's the other one swims out.
Yeah. And how does he
Uh,
describe it? His egg mate or something like that, or his hatchling or his egg mate that he rescued?
I
You know,
think Eggmate is
like
wife
their
or
brothers.
spouse.
Okay. All right. I was kind of confused. I was like either spouse or they were brother or their family, like like from the same hatchlings, I guess you could say. But that makes more sense that it's their spouse, like it's their other half.
Yeah,
So I was kind
basically
of
that
figuring that one
Jedi
out.
made his wife ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, and we find out who this is. Obviously, if you haven't figured it out yet, who was the Jedi that was there? So, and it all ties in. So let's go ahead and go forward a little bit. And so we see, this what's going on. He gets in the back there. They try to do reconstructive, I guess you could say, surgery and healing in the back to tank, and it wasn't that successful. So they want revenge. They want revenge for what had happened.
Yeah, and the bounty is on the Dark Woman.
Exactly.
She's the one who did it. It wasn't deliberate though, but
hmm
still. Uh,
Yeah, it's like they want vengeance
yeah,
basically, and so they put out a bounty for her, and they called the right person because she's the Jedi Slayer basically. Aurra Sing is the Jedi Slayer. I mean, if you haven't followed with from the beginning when we started reviewing these comics and she came into the picture, we already know that she collects the sabers of who she killed for the Jedi. In just like Grievous does.
yeah,
So yeah. So we have both of that. So they talk about the bounty. They have her up in the picture here. And she's like, oh damn, the dark woman, and that was her master. That was her master. So she has a relationship with her. And she's like, I will gladly accept this. Because she wants her dead.
oh yeah, that's the one she wants dead the most.
Exactly. And she's like, yeah, I'll take this. So
Uh,
she takes the
so
bounty.
spoiler until later in the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh God, I can't wait till we get and start getting further into these stories to tie more stuff in because it's amazing. And so she
Let's
goes to
just
stop on her ship.
let's just say you get a steamy cat fight later on.
Oh, nice. I can't wait. Well, you guys stay tuned for the steamy cat fight in the future. Awesome. All right. So, and I really I love the art in here and stuff and how well they draw their female characters and stuff. And I know Stig and Soul Assassin as well. Love how the female characters are drawn and portrayed in here and stuff. So, but she goes and she's reviewing her history with the dark lady, the dark woman, her master. And she has a lot of I guess you could say hate and all that in her that she wants to purge. She wants to purge her out of her life. So that's how I see that. I mean, Stick, how do you see that?
Yeah, she's consumed with revenge, really, against everything Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to take a look at the chats before we move on here. So, we see that, she's on her way. And so, it starts getting, there's a lot starts going on here from this point. So let's go ahead and check out the chats real quick. I don't know how far to scroll up, but I'll just go as far as not that far. But Poet Scotty, hey, hello, welcome to Coffee Chat. The Dark Woman failed a lot. So she is a very unique character. How would you describe her, Stig? Like with her character and her outcomes that she goes through and everything.
Yeah, she's a superb warrior, um, and a good teacher, but she's harsh,
Yeah.
overly harsh, and well, sometime in the future, later in the comics, let's just say her failure will be complete.
Yeah.
I'll let you ponder that one, what that means.
Dun dun dun. Thank you so much. Okay, so Poet again, the Dark Woman trains most of all the dark side users. Like, what the fuck? All right, Holocron Library Fox. Hello, how are you doing? Good morning, Americas. Good morning, Fox. The Dark Woman trained Darth Crate. So we haven't got that forward or that much into it yet, but everything will unfold as we get along into these
Yeah,
comics as
that's
well.
in a few hundred years.
Yes, it is. Soul
So
Assassin. Wait, there were strong female characters before Rey. I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked. Yeah. I was just shocked at the responses I got about Audie, when I posted that picture. But I guess, like I said, I guess it was expected because of the conditioning that's been going on. Lord Vader, Quarrens, they're from Mon Cala. Yeah, Mon Cala. So that's one of the planets. I know how many planets are in the Mon Calamarian system, the Calamarian system. I don't have that information in front of me, but
oh,
yeah.
isn't Mon Cala the same planet Akbar comes from? Which is why they're called Mon Calamari.
Mm-hmm.
So from Mon Cala.
Yeah. I might have said the name wrong, but Talas is where they're living at right now, and we'll get into
Well,
that
only well, they're not living there. They're
kind of
uh,
exiled.
yeah. Well, two of them are hanging
Yeah,
out there,
yeah,
and hiding basically.
yeah. They bought the planet, didn't they? They bought the planet, or they bought land on the planet. I wasn't too sure. Did they buy the planet, or did they buy land on the planet?
Um, yeah, they bought the planet.
Okay, yeah, or the calamari system. Yeah, that's what we said. All right. I find it hilarious how the catfish-headed aliens are called calamari while the Quarrens get a different name.
This is true.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't say otherwise either. I'm like, yeah, you got a point there. Yeah. Must be interesting for when Jedi give birth. Do they use a force push once they're fully dilated? Oh goodness. Well, we one birth I know of is Leia's when she was given birth to the twins, and there wasn't no force push there. Not to mention whoever is with them be a great catcher.
It would be worse if the baby starts using force lightning.
Ew. I gets all mad. I don't want to come out of my mom's womb.
Yeah, the dad goes, "Damn it, I knew it. I knew you slept with Palpatine."
Oh my god.
And snarling
You
little devil
whore.
baby,
Yeah.
snarling little devil baby with force lightning crawling out.
You whore, you slept with Palpy. Oh goodness, this went just totally in another direction. Me too, female characters. Well, lucky that we're in the Star Wars lore that doesn't have that kind of stuff. It's just plain, just strictly to the lore and based upon what the lore needs them to be. Just how I like it. Okay, Solo Assassin, she's not a potato sack like Disney comics. No, not really. Let me see here. I think Corn and Mon Cali, the planet different name Dak versus Mon Cala. I didn't look up to see how many planets are in the system. And from what I remember is that they mentioned that they're from Mon Cala, or so. And didn't the Clone Wars, or is it Disney that renamed Mon Cala? Akbar's planet. Like they switched up the name. It still sounds very familiar, but they renamed it, I think. But I digress. Yes, Moncala, yeah. Women can also use force dilate. Oh wow, we're just like talking about giving birth here now. Ray is the bestest ever. If you think so. Good day, OGs, and thank you, RC from New York City, $5 super chat. Good day, OG. Good day, Stig. Good day, chat. Hope everyone is safe and blessed, and I hope you're having a great day. And blessings to you as well. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get back to the comic here. All right, so they're on their mission now. So they already were sent out with by the council, and we know that Aurra Sing is also on pursuit of her bounty. So they right here they do find her. Yeah, that's hers, huh? That's her ship here.
Yeah, they've been tracking her because she's been spotted,
Mm-hmm.
and they show up to to arrest her, and then
Yeah. So they're tracking her, and then so they do have a conflict, of course, and so the Jedi have to get into their escape pod. And of course, she's just in delight. Look at her face. I mean, I've been loving her face through this whole thing because she's totally confident. She's totally, I guess confident to to insanity, I guess you can say, because look at her face. If you notice her face throughout this comics here, just by me scrolling through it as well, she is like taking delight in everything. She's like in her essence, in her moment there, what she wants to do and what's going on and stuff, and she's really feeling it as well. So I just been enjoying just her character in general throughout this comic series.
Yeah, and she almost kills them. She's laid an ambush.
Mm-hmm.
She let them track her, and yeah, she basically beats them, but
Yeah.
they escape in an escape pod.
Mm-hmm. What? You mean the Jedi, got beat to where they have
Yeah,
to, escape an escape pod? Holy crap, that shit happens.
yeah. Technically, she beats two Jedi Masters and a
Mm-hmm.
Padawan and that one.
Yeah, exactly. And again, like look at her face here. She's like, totally in the moment and stuff. And
Yeah, she
and
looks
she's a huge threat.
she actually looks like me when I used to play the X-wing games.
Is that how so you had your goggles right there? You
Yeah,
had your helmet on.
I actually used swimming goggles when I played that game for immersion, and I had a bicycle helmet on. Not kidding.
So he could relate to this picture. See, you don't have
Yeah,
to, you don't have to be of the same gender to relate to something out of a character from Star Wars,
yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah. You need to. It's all about the immersion.
Exactly. So this is like bringing like past stuff back into like memories back to Stig right there. Memories.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
did the Death Star run on that game, and holy crap, it was difficult.
Wow. I
Like
can't
actually,
I wish there was a picture of you just because I know you said you only wore, that stuff and then what your boxers or your shorts and that's it and socks.
yeah, yeah. And I had an old breath mask, gas mask thing that I found at a garbage heap.
Mm-hmm.
I had taped it to the side of the helmet so it was dangling.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice. I wish there was a picture of you. That'd have been so
no,
amazing to see.
that would no.
You're like, no, I'll just tell you about it, but no.
I'm not kidding. My mom walked in and she never approved of me playing video games after that. But
She
I'm
was
not even
scared for your
kidding. No, she was just she had loathing for it.
life. Oh my God. I can't imagine what a mama would think when seeing their son like that. I would have laughed. I would have laughed. I'd be like, hey, let me take a picture of you and tease the hell out of you. I wouldn't care as long as you're having fun.
No, there was disgust, disapproval, and disavowment.
Oh my God, Steve. Well, you were very creative. I'll give you that. You were very
Yeah,
creative. Oh, so here it is. Here's the picture blown up right here. So imagine like Stig, just like face up, I guess you can say, because she
yeah.
does have clothes on here. And he's like in the moment, piloting in his head, truly piloting an X-Wing or whatever
Oh yeah,
in the moment.
yeah. And you got
Literally.
medals and stuff too. Medals and ribbons and stuff for your uniform was awesome.
Nice. Nice, Stig. I'm gonna have to cut that picture for you. All right, so we're getting on the next one. Of course, their ship was blown up. Aurra Sing, basically set up the trap, like Stig said, and everything goes kaboom. Basically, the Jedi get away, even though they're defeated. Their ship is destroyed and stuff. They do get away, and did she think that she killed them?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I remember. So I wasn't sure, but I had a little bit of doubt there. That's why I asked that. But she thought she killed him. Look at this. Look at again her face. So smug, so confident and smug. Like, yeah, I'm the bitch. That's how you see that. Yeah. So she's very proud of herself. And, they're in here. They're like, oh, crap. Okay. So, whoops. And then, oh, there we go. We'll go back. There we go. So they're going down and onto the planet there. Are they on Talas or no?
They're in the air in the system, and they get picked up by a ship,
Yeah,
which
a Mon Calamari ship. A Mon
yeah,
Cal ship. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and they're being towed in by the enemies of the other Quarrens.
Exactly. And I mean, this is like, okay, so they're keeping theme to like this aquatic type species, of course, because we know they are. And so look at this. They have these electronic tentacles retrieving the pod. I
Yeah,
just so they're
yeah,
keeping true.
which is kind of cool because it's different than the, you know, it fits the species, because tentacles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they use a tractor beam, but the tentacle grappling device
Mm-hmm.
also is
Yeah.
helping with pulling the ship in. I thought that was very cool
Mm-hmm.
because um, it makes the Quarren ship unique and it fits their culture, right?
Exactly. And that's why I'm like, pointing this out because it's not the standard like tracking beam that pulls them in or whatever, the ship going in or whatever. It's something that's very unique to their species. And so we get a glimpse into, their life and to their structure and their technology as well. So, we get a little glimpse of world building right here.
Yeah.
you know. And so we have Adi right here. They're like Quarren soldiers of Calamari, lower your weapons, so she's telling them and stuff. and they're like, oh, Jedi. At first they're gonna like at first they were against the Jedi and stuff, and then once they found out they were masters, they had a little bit more respect. So that went from like this standoff in a sense to like, oh well, welcome masters, we welcome you here.
Yeah, and they're one of them is a senator.
Yes.
And it's obvious to Kiadi Mundi though that these people are hiding something
Yeah, he
because they're
suspects.
being overly nice and they're
Mhm.
not too clever about it.
Yeah, because if you look at their like in the comic here, and there's these 2 pages here, if once before they realize that they're masters and they thought they were just regular Jedi, they're like, well, they're not as cunning or they're not as skilled as masters would be, so they were like kind of downgrading them a little bit. And then once they found out they're masters, they really changed their tune because, of course, masters, they're strong in their force, they have a lot more experience than most Jedi Knights and stuff, and so, they start, like putting a cover on, I guess you can say, like Stig said. So that's how I perceived that as when I read it, though. Yeah. And it goes into how they interact with Usharad Het as well later on. So they're basically talking, about what here? I'm trying to remember the scene here. About the attacks and stuff. Let's go ahead and go forward a little bit. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, and I think Stig too, is that the 2 guys, and I think one name is Teki or Tekka or whatever his name is, one of the Quarrens that were on that planet. They're selling the planet to the senator. That was their way of getting them to the planet.
Yeah, and
And that's why they're going to the planet, and that's why they were there in the nick of time to save the Jedi.
yeah, and Aurra Sing is tasked with killing them as well.
Exactly.
So the story is well plotted.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. I'm like, the senators there is offered to buy the planet, so he's going to check out, his future investment. So that's why he's there, and that's why they were there to rescue the Jedi, because it was all set up for them to all be there at the same time, basically. So, and there's the planet right there. There's the asteroid, and so the planet does. And this is another bit of world building I'm going to share before I move on. So we have the Dark Lady. She's on the planet as well now, because she is on the hunt for Aurra Sing on her own, because a Jedi was denied her, so she took it in her own obligations to go get her herself. And so the planet basically, and I love these world buildings with the planets as well, is that they these asteroids do shoot down on the planet, and what it does is re-nourishes the planet and the soil, because it's so rich with life that it drains the life, the plants, everything drains the soils quicker than any normal. And so when these asteroids crash onto the planet, and they're enriching the nutrients again. They're putting more nutrients and stuff back in the planet, and it's helped sustaining the planet. So I thought that was really interesting type of world building there for a planet.
And the meteorites also destroy a lot on the planet, and then at the same time renews it.
Yeah, like that cycle, just like the California fires. Traditionally, California fires, they happen. The trees are used to the fires, and they thrive off the fires. Even though they get destroyed, a lot of things get destroyed. The trees also rely on the fires to help open up seeds so that new trees can grow. So kind of the same thing a little bit. There's the destruction does bring new life. So there you go. All right. So I thought that was interesting. And of course, we have, Dark Woman here, and she's on the pursuit, the hunt as well. And, of course, Aurra Sing's ship crashes down with the asteroid. So that's a great way of like kind of disguising that you're coming in on the planet, is coming down with the asteroids as well.
That's actually very clever.
Exactly. Very, very clever. So I thought that was brilliant of hers for her to do. And then she comes out and she has her breather on, because, of course, she's in the fires. She's basically in the smoke and fire. So she has her breather on, and she's on the hunt.
No, she's about to play the X-Wing game.
The X-Wing what?
The X-Wing game. She has the gas mask and the goggles now, just like I did.
Oh, I thought you said X-Men game. I'm like, what? No, you're X-Wing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Stig is relating to her so much right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I again, like I said, I love the art of her and her expressions, the expressions that they do. And it's like so perfect, so perfect. Very well done. And again, right here.
She almost has exaggerated expressions in a way
Mm-hmm.
to convey emotions. So she's very it's very in your face, but it's done well.
Mm-hmm. It gets the point across.
Yeah.
It gets the point across. So I'm gonna leave it right here and I'm gonna go into the chat real quick. Let me see here. What is what that is bad technique should have been a slow speed chase until they run out of fuel. No, we're not talking about Disney Star Wars. I'll refrain from detailing force technique on bowel movements. Thank you so much, Holocron Library Fox. Thank you
You know
so much.
those alphabet cookies?
Yeah.
They can give you a really bad vowel movement.
Oh, that's a good one.
You're welcome.
Yeah, let's not go there. You guys don't have any of that. Okay. I don't want you to have any explosive bowel movements.
Yeah,
Okay.
no force storm in the pants, please.
Exactly. No force storm in the pants. All right. So diving goggles for the immersion. Yeah, he's digging that. Stig, look at that.
I don't have them anymore though.
Yeah. Yeah, quite the imagination on Stig back in the day. Yes, everybody's loving that story. And you're like totally relating to Aurra Sing right now with the goggles and stuff. I
Yeah,
can.
but if you think about it, back then, getting
Hmm.
a very immersive space simulator like that, it was heaven. All of a sudden, you're actually in an X-wing, right?
Yeah. When you played it, when you're piloting it, when you played it, did you kind of like move your body in the direction that your ship's going and stuff too, or did you stay perfectly still? I'm trying to get into like your
Yeah,
state.
yeah. I actually moved my body a bit. I remember that.
Okay, so like you're like flying it and you're like moving, like oh yeah, and you
Yeah,
got your goggles on, you got your helmet on, and all that.
yeah. And I
Awesome.
was, yeah, and I was going, stay on target, stuff like that.
Mhm. Yeah. I did miss a super chat from Abu Nas. Thank you so much for the super chat, $20. I hope you're doing well. Sending love your way, hun. Kick ass on your show. I'm in the middle of doing my video, but you are a big inspiration for it. You actually a virtual co-star, but your knowledge is a blessing to me, and I need your voice today for sure. Oh well, thank you so much. I can't wait to see what you produce later. So you guys go ahead and later on, I'm as this sounds, he's gonna have a new video up. So go check it out. Go check it out. Okay. And of course, Mr. Dystopian, hello, how are you doing? All right. It's a trap. I need to get that. I should have had Akbar's on my channel here so I could play that. It's a trap. But I just wasn't thinking about that until now. So thank you for the inspiration, Mr. Dystopian. That's a positive kill smile. It sure was. I mean, there's so much. I mean, I love her expressions. I love the exaggerated expressions of the artist for her character.
And in the new canon, she's killed off in a basically like a side sentence in the solo movie that Woody Harrelson tossed her off a cliff or something.
Oh God, I didn't even see that, and I didn't realize that she was in that show.
Oh,
In the
she's not in it. They just mentioned, oh, it's the guy who killed Aurra Sing.
oh
Oh, he threw it out the window or something,
oh
or off
wow,
a cliff or something. That's it. That's
and
how the
and
character ends.
okay, chat. Seeing how she is in the comics here, in the original lore comics, and how badass she is, and we're gonna get more into her badassery here pretty soon. Um, and then now hearing how her character is portrayed in Solo, is it believable? Do you think it's believable?
No, she would have made mincemeats out of Woody Harrelson's character.
Exactly. Because she does have the saber, she does have her gun.
Yeah, and it's ironic though that they're like all about strong female characters. Then they
Mhm.
take one of the strongest ones from the Lucas era and just toss her out the window.
Yeah,
But she gets tossed out by a guy
yeah.
who's not even that competent.
She should have force pushed him. She should have did something. Seeing her abilities in this comic here and how confident she is and force pushing and holds her own, it's not believable. All right. So let's go on. Yeah, the Clone Wars 203, it's established that they do share a planet. Yep. I always wondered why, and it's established in the original lore as well. So I mean, the movies are the cartoon adaptation of the our Clone Wars '03 is really in tune with these comics and stuff. And that's why I prefer that much better. Even though they're very short stories, they're to the point. Some of them are highly exaggerated, like Mace Windu's fight scene was
Yeah,
very exaggerated.
yeah, that one was silly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's always good and bad in something, always, but usually if there's a lot more good, then it's easier to overlook with the other little mess ups or BSs. And yeah, here it is. I thought I've passed it up, but I didn't. Thank you so much for the super chat again. Um, I'm glad you're with us. Sub to Al President Day. Yes, you guys go check out his video later on. Lord Vader, there are a few Marvel comics under Disney that have been okay, but most of them have been bad. So I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna lean that way. I'm just gonna stay within George Lucas era of Star Wars and stuff. So I believe you. There's people are gonna like and not like what they choose. We've even see that in the original EU. There's stories like even Stig and I will probably not agree on some of the stories, like some of the stories, like Jedi Academy.
Yeah, I've always been fine with the fact that you're sometimes wrong, so it's no
Yeah,
problem.
and yeah, and that's but same with me, when you're wrong too, it's like I accept, it and move on.
Hmm.
So, and that's what it's about, right? So, Soul Assassin Legends Aurra Sing would destroy Ahsoka. Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Well, Legends of Ventress too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she was I mean, they were both downplayed so much. And you notice that they really downplayed these women villains?
Well, they downplay any villain the moment they encounter Ahsoka.
Yeah.
But they're fairly competent before that, and then they just get
They,
level drained, and then
uh-huh.
Ahsoka survives or wins, and then
Yeah.
later on they're competent again.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. It's even Maul was downplayed too. So,
Well,
all
Maul is a joke.
right. Oh,
I mean, who hasn't beaten Maul in Disney canon?
mhm.
It's only Qui Gon hasn't beaten him.
Yeah.
I mean, what was his name? Kanan. He
Hmm.
had just been blinded, and he beat him a few seconds later. I mean, yeah,
You would think that going from, losing your sight and going into a drastic like sensibility sense loss of eyesight,
yeah,
would even kind of like distract you to the point where you really fully can't, connect to the force because you're so out of tune, you're so out of place, um,
yeah.
and
You know the weird thing, Maul was trained to kill Jedi, right? That was his purpose,
yeah,
and he gets a clean slash at Kanan, at Kanan's head, and it only blinds him. I mean, Maul should have chopped his head off, you know,
mhm,
and it doesn't even leave a scar. It just leaves like a permanent trace of soot.
yeah,
Uh, that's it. It's just come on.
yeah, yeah. All right. So Matt G at 149 gave me sent a super sticker of a cake. Well, it has a candle in it, so birthday cake, a cake, but that sounds really good. And I haven't had my breakfast yet, so right now, cake or anything sounds good. I'm just drinking coffee, so I'm kind of wired on coffee. Good morning, everyone. All right, Willie Woodward at O.G.Starwars and Stig. Hey,
Hi,
he
Willie.
and hey, O.G.Starwars, have you ever played any of the Star Wars video games? Not yet. My story with that is that, and Stig probably this is like probably his 100th time I've said this before or in front of him, is that by time I stopped playing games to dance, like on a dance team, and also play in a band, not like a band, but a school band. I played the clarinet. So my life kind of went a different direction. I still read the books and stuff like that. I just didn't have time to sit and play games. I do
You
have
you
keyboard.
you played the clarinet.
I played the clarinet.
That blows.
I know it does. And I was going to say something, but that would have set me up, so I'm not going to say it. That would set me up for a huge tease, so I'm not going to do it. All right. Mr. Dystopian Ma lost his mojo. He lost, yeah, he sure did lose his mojo all the way from his waist down. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a wasted character.
There we go. There we go. He's a wasted character. Correct. Soul Assassin Legends characters are being downgraded. It's called the furloaning furloaning effect. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and read this last one, and we'll get back to the comics. The comic. All right, Terminus. I remember Stig tweeting that Maul's power level got lowered so much that he can only beat Watto. Therefore, he was saying that Maul got his Watto down. So Watto down.
Yep, true.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. So here we go. So she's back on the planet. She's on her speeder now. She's on the mission. She's on her mission now to collect her bounty.
Yeah, she has a plan,
Mm-hmm.
and she's seemingly going to kill the Dark Woman. And then at the same time, the others have arrived on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. And I think it looks like she left hints, or what is this that he picked up again?
Oh, it's they find the meteorites are also spreading minerals around
Yeah.
that are very valuable. And
Yeah.
they realize, yeah, the Quarrens haven't been completely honest. They have a lot to gain by this
Mm-hmm.
financially.
Yeah, exactly. So there's things that they're discovering here. And there's one point here. Oh crap. I don't remember the scene. Did I skip over this one? So they're this animal was coming at them, right? And they basically kill him, or they bake him.
Yeah.
They bake him. Poor animal. That's so bad. All right. And so they're on the track here, and oh crap. What did I do?
Hey, could you remove that message thing at the bottom because it's covering the lower bit of the page?
Okay. Yes, I can. There we
There
go.
you go.
Thank you, Stig. Thank you.
Sorry, Terminus S. You got tossed aside.
You're tossed aside. You're retossed. Yeah. All right. Here we go. So they're baking the guy here, and they're looking to meet up with the two about the planet, and they stumble up onto some coins or whatever here. And again, I wish I had Akbar's thing here. It's a trap. So
there's coins on the ground.
mm-hmm.
And then it's a trap, a snare basically.
Mm-hmm.
He gets hoisted into the tree, and they're screaming, and then
Yeah. And so bam, and so again it's a trap, they explode. This is the senator right here. So if you guys haven't noticed, he's his dress attire is way different, of course, to make him distinctively different. So that's the senator.
and the other troops go to help the first guy, and then there's a grenade trap, and most of the Korean guards get taken out.
Yep. And he's like, what the hell's going on? So it says, someone planned it that way. So they're realizing that they're there and it's a setup, and their lives are being threatened. And so we have Dark Woman coming. So she shows up, and this guy wants to blast her because because she shows up right after the events happen, they think it's her.
Yeah, and he actually hits her too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And she gets shot. And so she didn't really, block that blast or anything. She gets shot. And so because Mundi that's his old master, or one of his old masters. He runs to check her out, and he then offers he tells, Asherad Het to stay with the senator and the rest of his troops to protect him on the ship, and he sends out Adi for Aurra. And here she is right here. Look at her. She's like, yeah, I got her, kind of deal. So again, I've been just really loving her character in this. So, and then here we go. Oh wait, she does look at, see, she has Asherad right there. So this is the
Yeah.
cover. This is the last one here. So she's got her sights out on everything. They get everybody on the ship. They have Asherad stay, like I said, and the other ones go accordingly where they need to go. And of course, she's like, I will pursue Aurra.
That one there is OP though. On the previous page,
This one right here,
yeah, she's deflecting
like,
4 shots.
yeah,
Yeah, so casually. I thought that was yeah, come on, she's competent, but
yeah. Don't take her down that road, right, Stig?
yeah,
Just
it
she's already we already convinced that she knows her shits.
yeah, and then Audi Gallia, I think, throws a boulder at her or something.
Yeah, yeah. Is it? Oh, there's the boulder right there. Yep. So
It
they
was
have
a
their.
it was a boulder move.
It was a bolder move. You got that right, huh? So again, like I said, I jumped the gun a little bit, but basically I told you guys what's going on here is that they're telling, Asherad Het to stay with the senator and the rest of his people to protect him inside the ship. And we know that Audie's pursuing Aurra, and Mundi is going to check out his old master to see if she's okay. So,
Yeah, they're gonna look for the dark woman.
mm-hmm.
They go up and they find blood on the ground, and Audi Gallia goes looking for Aurra Sing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so he finds her. She's okay. She's holding her arm. And let me see if I can go ahead and just make this. There we go. So you could see, like the force abilities, they kind of dramatize it so we know what's going on. So she's, force healing herself right here as she's talking with Mundi right here. So
Yeah, and we know that force healing in the old canon is something just if you know, and it's not like a permanent thing or rather an immediate thing. It
yeah,
heals, and then the healing makes the injury heal over time.
yeah,
Because we saw that when I think it was Kiari Mundi who broke his arm
yeah.
in the Outlander comics.
Yeah, exactly. And so the force healing basically is very different between the old lore or the original lore and the new lore because sometimes a Jedi would have to put themselves in a trance as well, depending on the outcome of what's going on and what happened with the injury. And force healing does not resurrect like we
Nope,
see,
dead
and you
is
can't
dead.
die from force healing either. So yeah.
No, you can't die from using the force,
Hmm.
and you can't overdose on it either, like Luke did. 'Cause you don't suck the force into you, right?
Yeah.
It's all around you and in you, and you just guide it. That's it.
Hmm. Exactly. So let's go now. And so we have her pursuing at, oh yeah, so we were getting to basically talking about, so she finds her speeder. She's like, oh, she's around here somewhere. And she finds her, and so this is spoiler, another trap. She finds her, and she even states it that, oh, I sense something going on here, like explosives or whatever. That's how strong she is. Like some Jedi's can sense certain things, or some Jedi's can communicate, or have like technical force where they can like is it was it Anakin Solo that had it, and I forgot the force ability where their force ability helps them
It's
understand and read droids and stuff, right?
yeah, and what she's using there though is the force spider sense.
Yeah,
She senses danger.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And so she opens it up and realizes, oh crap! So it is true that she's killed these Jedi and she saves these as souvenirs and stuff. So
yeah,
oh, and
and then
go ahead.
well, yeah, and then she steps on explosives.
Yeah. And goes
That one
kaboom.
there, though,
Hmm.
uh, the explosion happens and all that. She should have lost two legs.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on when it goes off, because she could have walked a bit past it.
Yeah. Or
Uh,
she could have. Yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, actually, because it looks like it's blowing up behind her, but still, you know,
Hmm. Yeah. So we're like, oh, okay, that's a little bit kind of off deal. I mean, but it's not huge significance as well, but still, she has to stay intact because she is in the movie. So
yeah, and she has a little bit of plot armor.
yeah, yeah, she does. And so he realized her. Mundi realizes that she's in danger. That she went through an explosion, and like he wasn't sure if they lost her or not. And then we get inside the ship here. And so basically, what is interesting about this one is that they're like, I thought, it's a little bit of like a understanding between a Padawan and the Jedi. So basically, what Asherad Het explains to the senator, because he's like, you need to protect us. You have your obligation, blah, 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 kind of deal. They have this little dispute going on. And he's like, I don't, as a Padawan, I am not sworn to protect the Republic right now. I'm basically just a learner, so my dedication is to my master to
Yeah,
learn.
basically, he has sworn an oath to his master, not to the Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So their attempt at getting him to leave the planet with them and escape
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you
Basically,
were sworn. Sorry, go on. Go ahead, go
yeah,
on.
basically they want to leave everyone behind.
Yeah, they're like selfish. They're being selfish, thinking of themselves, forget them, blah, blah, blah. And like, you sworn an oath to protect the Republic. We're part of the Republic. I'm, represented. I'm a senator in the Republic. And he's like, sorry, but no, I am, just dedicated to my master to learn.
Yeah, they're not fish. Selfish.
There we go. They're selfish. Yeah, they're selfish beings. They're selfish. Yeah. So they are like, okay, so he ends up keeping them, but
Yeah, they realize. Well, he realizes that there's a way into the ship. It's not as sealed as they think, and sure as hell, Aurra Sing used the attack on Adigalia and the others as a diversion, so she
mm-hmm,
could get to a real target, which is the senator and the Quarrens. And
exactly.
she shoots two of them with one shot. Shot
Mm-hmm.
goes through the chest of one and into the back of the head of the other,
Yeah,
which
look at that.
is possible with a good sniper rifle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, like we said, if you followed us in the previous comics for Coffee Chat, she uses basically a primitive gun. I guess you could say it's primitive for Star Wars. You
Yeah,
know,
it used actual ammo.
exactly. Exactly. And so she gets a 2-in-1 right there. A 2-in-1. And so he's like, oh crap, she's on the ship and whatever. And so they have their confrontation, they're fighting, and she again uses dark side tactics, which is very smart of her, of like playing with his head, like, oh yeah, I'm the one who killed your father, you know it was good killing him. And look at her face down here again. It was good killing him, trying to get into his psyche, trying to get him pissed, trying to have him harness the dark side, and stuff, and wearing him down, because that's her tactic. And again, you see the force push here with like the exaggeration as well, so we know what's going on. Even without it, you probably have an idea, but I think that's clever. She force pushes him against the wall, and again, he still kind of holds his own. He's he was being trained through his father, so he does have some training under his belt already. And so they have their confrontation.
Yeah, and she's way more brutal than. Well, she's goading him into getting angry, so he'll make mistakes.
Exactly.
And yeah, she's headbutting him, and
Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's I think I fell in love with another villain character when I read this one here. And so she basically overcomes it, and she's gonna slice off his braid. Look at that.
yeah, hair raising, isn't it?
Hair raising. He's like, hell no. So she really gets to him then. She really look at because he even smacks her
Yeah,
or
he
knock.
picks up a metal rod and whacks her in the head. Um,
hmm And so she's bloodied and down. I know I know what I want, you murdering monster. So he's starting to harness like he wants now he's realizing he wants revenge basically and he's realizing that he's crossed the line here.
yeah, and this starts a chain of events for Asherod Het.
Mhm. Exactly. Oh my god, yes. And if you're not privy with his story, it's friggin' a crazy amazing story. It's there's so much lore behind him as well. So much. So, and then we have, of course, we have Mundi and Dark Woman. They realize that Audie's alive and stuff, so they retrieve her and bring her back into the ship. And of course, we have the senator that's all distressed. Excuse me, sorry. And then Aurra Sing is knocked out and bloodied right here. And I think they thought that she was dead, right? And so,
No, they know she's alive,
okay,
but and this is like I thought this was stupid. I mean,
hmm
you have a knocked out opponent that's very dangerous.
yes,
I mean, just handcuff the lady or something.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, she probably could use the force to get out of that, but still,
I mean, but it'd still be like a little bit of time where there knows she's trying to escape.
yeah.
You
Use
know,
duct tape, you know.
I almost spit out my coffee with that. Use duct tape, wrap it all her body in it. It'll take a long
Yeah,
time. It fixes everything, right?
duct tape and chloroform.
There you go. And knock her ass out. Yeah. So, they're coming up on the ship, and so this is leading up to what we're
Put
getting at.
put chloroform in the filter of her gas mask. There you go.
Oh my god. So we have Asherad head like realizing I was at the edge. I was harnessing, about to harness or getting towards the dark side here. And so he's telling his master I need to just return back to Tatooine. I shouldn't be engaging in this kind of training anymore basically. And then then they decided it was an idea, well, maybe Dark Woman could train him. So there you go.
Yeah. Maybe not a good idea.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, if you know his story.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of foreshadowing there again. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of foreshadowing.
They're. He Asherod Head thinks he's failed because he gave in to his own revenge, right?
hmm Yeah.
And they decide to, hey, let's give you a different message, or maybe that will help.
Yeah.
But why the hell would you want to get trained by that lady though? I mean, she punched him in the stomach and shit in the
Yeah.
previous
And
comic just for shits and giggles.
yeah, right. Just like, oh, hello, and nice to meet you. Sucker punch here, sucker punch there. So and then so as they're talking, and then bam, another like the asteroid starts dropping again down on the planet, and one hits near Dark Woman, as we see right here at the bottom right hand corner. um
Yeah,
and
the meteor rain is picking up, and they need to haul ass.
yeah, they need to put on their close their ship up, put on the shields, and get out of there. So basically, did Dark Woman go on the ship with them too? Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Aura Sing escapes.
And then, of course, through this little thing, the asteroids or the meteors dropping basically distract him, and she escapes. And so this is where we notice, we like Stig said, like, why didn't they, cuff her or bind her or whatever so she doesn't leave?
Yeah, and Aura Sing. Well, spoiler, she's gonna show up later, but she's
Yeah.
gonna be missing in action for a little while because the next comic, which is completely awesome,
hmm
we get to see Quinlan Voss
Yeah.
search for his Padawan,
Yeah.
Ayla Secura.
And this is it right here, right?
No, it's the one after that one.
Okay, let me go ahead. Oh yeah, this is just a filler right here. There we go. It's right here. So it's called Darkness Part 1 of 4, and it's Star Wars number 32 in the order here. And so if you guys have this comic, pick it up and start reading so you can join us next Thursday for our review and talk of the lore set within this time frame here.
Oh yeah, and this comic introduces three new Jedi characters that will be very important in the events to come. One of which will be around all the way up until the Legacy comics.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, Stig, okay, so tell me, what did you think about the hunt for Aurra Sing?
Rock solid.
Rock solid. Okay, so
Yeah.
what did you enjoy about it?
Well, Aurra Sing. Aurra Sing stole the show.
Yes, she did. I agree. As you could
Yeah.
tell with me just nerding out about her.
Yeah, and that stuff with the Quarrens ship and the planet, it
Mm-hmm.
added to the lore.
Yeah.
It made the well, it expanded the Star Wars universe a little bit.
Yeah.
My only gripe was Adi Gallia should have been way more injured from the explosion and that thing with the lightsaber deflection that Aurra
Mhm.
Singh did was a bit much. But
Yeah.
other than that, all in all, I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, and you guys are just following along with me on rediscovering these comics again because I picked up all the novels, I read them, the majority of them, not as much into the Old Republic. So, but yeah, so I just never picked up the comics, and so you're watching me experience the lore through the comics as well, and it's amazing, you guys. And you guys need to pick them up and follow along. And if you don't have them, I would what's I would pick up the collection that they're in.
Also, the stuff with Asherad Het in this one
Mm-hmm.
sets up a comic series that was written years later, many
Uh-huh.
years later actually, with the Legacy comic.
Yes.
So it's clearly that they actually had plans.
Yeah. Oh my God. And I just seen like in the last couple of days with this BS, like the shills coming out again. Oh, well, the EU was a huge mess. That same bullshit rhetoric that they're saying every damn time when they're trying to justify the new lore. Like the new lore, if you don't like the old, EU, that's fine. That's all. But most likely, these people who say that stuff has not read not even like 2 or 20% of the EU.
No, no, no. I
Even
mean,
state
if you
rhetoric.
yeah, they keep saying George wasn't interested in the EU and it didn't approve of it. I mean, George owned Star Wars. If he didn't approve of the EU, it wouldn't have been an EU.
Exactly. And he wouldn't have made a lot of contributions even to the point where he helped set up the story for the new Jedi Order when it came to the solo kids.
Yeah, and all of the official Star Wars products, role playing games, tabletop role playing games, board games, video games, all of it followed the EU.
Yep.
And if that wasn't if if that wasn't a thing George approved of, it wouldn't have happened.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and even George followed the EU in the with the with the prequels. I mean, Ayla Secura showed up in the comics before she was in Episode 2.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And and even like I have a video on it, but even like one of the movies that was in production right at the buyout, right when they were starting to buy out, was the one that was called like that had to deal with the the Sith, and it was a game. What the hell the name was it? I forget the name, but it had Darth Talon. So this was in the Legacy era, and he wanted Darth Talon and Maul to be in the game together. But because of the fact that Maul is way before Darth Talon, then he was like, well, why don't you guys make it a descendant of Maul and that she trains him? And so that proves, because he likes Darth Talon too, that proves that, he's read the comics, that he likes the comics. And even his own staff has said, he reads the comics.
Yeah, he reads the comics, but he doesn't necessarily read the novels.
Yeah, there's no time for it. Like a busy man like that during the time frame that he owned Star Wars
Yeah,
and stuff, he was
and
so
he
busy that would be impossible for him to read them.
yeah, and he was raising a family too.
Mm-hmm. Comics are much more easier to get through.
Yeah,
I'm learning that right now because I just started another course for college. Well, it's opened up, so I have another college class that opened up for me to start. I'm almost there to get my degree, so I'm just like right there, and like two more classes, and so we'll be graduating here this spring, so I'm super excited about that. So reading these comics has been a lot more easier for me than to go back and review a book or
yeah.
reread a book right now.
Soul Assassin says the Marvel Epic collections are better buy than the Dark Horse collections.
Hmm.
But the Marvel Epic collections also include the old Dark Horses comics too.
Yeah, they don't pay homage, like they don't say these are from Dark Horse comics,
Yeah,
but they do have the Dark Horse comics. Every single comic they have in there is of Star Wars, whether they were from Marvel or not.
yeah. And it's all in chronological order.
Yeah, exactly.
So those epic collections are well, they're epic.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're epic. Literally, they're epic. And I do have one. Where is it? Right here. I'll turn on my camera. I did get a few books. I've been meaning to do a show and tell with you guys. I already have them, but I found we found them in hardcover, so I snatched them up. They were $6 each, but this is one of them right here that I recently got. So
That's one of the Old Republic ones, isn't it?
yes,
It's
there
the
we go.
second one.
Yeah, it's volume 2,
Yeah,
and so that has like Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic number 19. Then it goes all the way to Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic handbook. Oh, that's the end of it. So it has Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic number 37. So that's the order of what's in this one
yeah.
here. I
19 to 37.
mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
you get a lot of comics in one book.
Yeah,
And usually if you buy them new on Amazon, they're like between 20 and $35.
exactly. But
So if
volume
you
ones are all sold out, or if you find them, they're going to be very expensive. Like not
oh
all,
and
but there are some.
yeah, and yeah, Miss Martin is saying she's reading the Legacy um uh
I'm
at the
gonna,
moment.
the Legacy comics are
Yeah,
Legacy of the Force.
the
Or Legacy
comics.
comics. Yes. Let me see here. Legacy 1, 2, and 3. Hi, you guys. So again, here you go. 1, 2, and 3. Ashrad Het's story. This is the ending. So there's a lot
Yeah,
of lore that he
this
has.
is actually chronologically, it's the last Star Wars EU. That's where it
Exactly.
ends.
Yep. Exactly. All right. Let's see here. Let me scroll up here. Okay. Lord Vader, do you guys think Lucas returns to Star Wars right now? Will he save it? I don't know. What do you think, Stig?
Uh, no, it's not gonna get fixed until they well, they have to decanonize the stuff they made so far
Yeah.
because there's so many problems
Yeah.
on a universe level, really. So
Yeah.
they can do new stuff and all that, but there's so much in it that won't make sense due to the other stuff that's also canon.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to keep in mind that Star Wars isn't like Marvel. You can't
Yeah.
just do different storylines with different rules and all. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be one coherent universe that is in synergy.
Yeah.
It's it's basically like a Tolkien book,
Yeah.
book. It all fits together, and
Yeah. There's a
you can't
constant.
just have you can't just do another book and have the hobbits be able to fly, right?
Correct. And
So
that's what.
the damage is done to the foundation basically, and if the foundation is broken, you can't build anything solid on it. It doesn't matter if it's George or anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Well,
this is the person who has a lot of the blame is actually Pablo Hidalgo, because he's the one who pushed for the scrapping of the EU.
exactly. And then he's proven that he doesn't understand it with his recent fan fiction book.
Yeah, it's like Star Wars facts, and then he doesn't even get Luke's age right, and it's called Star Wars facts. I mean, it's not that hard
No, it's not. I
to
mean, I
figure
could
out Luke's
literally go.
age.
I can search that up and tell you, and it's easy.
Yeah,
It's yeah. And my take on this is this. The heart's already been torn out. And why I say this is that when you look at Yoda, he's the heart. Luke, and the Skywalkers are the foundation. But when you look at Star Wars and you think of the most wizened kind of character that kind of is what is responsible for helping the Skywalkers achieve their goals, it's Yoda, and we can also say Obi-Wan. Um, because they train Luke. They set up the plot where they train Luke. He's the hope. And with the High Republic stating, that they're changing the Force, and now it's diverse. It's like the Force is just what you imagine it to be. Like it could be a song and everybody's instruments, or it could be a
yeah.
forest. And
What they're saying is that that blonde chick from the High Republic,
mm-hmm.
she has a deeper perspective of the Force than Yoda and Kenobi, who became one with the Force.
Yeah.
Think about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who is one with the Force knows less about it than she does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You you have to be a special kind of stupid to write this.
Mm-hmm. And so when I did my video about this, because Screen Rat, you Screen Rat has a lot of bullshit stuff, but I think they had a point here because when I listened to the interviews at the comic convention that they interviewed the High Republic authors, they talked about Yoda, but they didn't say that Yoda misperceived the Force and he was dominant and stuff. But when you look at what they're doing with the Force, and then by the time we get to the PT and everybody thinks the same as Yoda, they're setting up his downfall. They're setting him up to blame of the downfall of the Order because he took away their diverse view of the Force and fed them his verse, his how he perceives the Force.
Yeah, it's basically the patriarchy that oppressed all of them.
Mm-hmm. So, like I said, they stab the heart. The heart is Yoda, and Skywalkers are the foundation, but the heart of that, who is responsible for the Skywalkers' success and helping them, is Yoda. And
Yeah,
now
they're
he's
Well, they actually made Yoda dumb as shit in the sequel trilogy anyway. Because if you can make lightning strike wherever you want, he could have done that to both Palpatine and Vader. Well, whenever.
mm-hmm,
And electricity kills Vader. So,
mm-hmm, yeah,
and they could have done it to Snoke as well,
yeah.
and Kylo at any time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they created so much little plot holes in here. And like I stated in my video, if you guys haven't watched it, go check it out, is that what I've noticed is that any type of area where it's just specifically their lore, everything's hunky dory, their characters are amazing, blah 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 blah. Yeah, they do have conflict in it, but the villains suck. Okay, so and then you
Yeah,
get into George Lucas era of Star Wars, and then that's where they start deconstructing and regressing the characters and the lore and hurting the lore by making everyone that George brought in failures.
Yeah, and it's you can tell by the mentality of the writers, because I've spoken to quite a few writers and some very big ones, and none of them keeps telling the readers that their work is fantastic and that their characters are amazing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but the new ones do. The new Star Wars writers are like, "Oh, I created this amazing character," blah blah blah. It's pure narcissism,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you find with those entitled SJWs. It's narcissism.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lord Vader has a question for you, Stig. So Stig, why do you think so many people love the Mandalorian?
Two reasons. One is the bar has been set so low by the Disney movies that even like a 2 out of 10 would look like a 7 out of 10, just because the other stuff is just so bad. Secondly, it's because they're stupid.
Mm-hmm. Because they're
No,
stupid. He's like plain and simple.
yeah, I mean, no, the Mandalorian is entertaining, and it's certainly not the worst Disney has put out,
Yeah,
but
there's some good stuff in there.
yeah, it's but most of the filler episodes, which was more than half the season, uh, I noticed was pretty much episodes you've seen in every generic sci-fi show anyway. Protecting a village and teaching them to fend for themselves against bad guys and stuff like that. It's been done to death
Mm-hmm.
in so many shows. I mean, Filoni even did it once before in the Clone Wars. It's the same thing,
Yeah, do
and
something different.
yeah, and the lore is all over the place.
Mhm.
Um, but people like it fine, but they're not exactly reinventing the wheel here, and there's nothing unique about it. Uh,
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people just bandwagon on it because Baby Yoda's cute.
yeah. That's the plot right there, right? Baby Yoda's cute, so that's why. I
Yeah,
mean, I wouldn't say plot, but that's their nostalgia bait. There you go.
yeah. Like, oh yeah, they have stormtroopers in it. Awesome. Yeah, okay. They have that at Comic Con too.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. So, Lord Vader, why is Pablo to blame for most of the problems with Disney's Star Wars?
He's the one that pushed for a clean slate to get rid of the EU,
Mm-hmm.
and which means he's the reason why they didn't have source material, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and this is the guy Lucas hired because of his EU knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And then he just stabs it in the back. And also, he didn't he get off Twitter too when it started to backfire on him.
Yes, he did, and I got blocked from him. So now I can't. He's back on. Obviously, we know that, but I can't. I can't even view. I can't view anything. He put his Twitter on protection. You know that where
Yeah,
only those who follow him could see what he does. But before he did, and before he left, I got blocked by him.
yeah. I
So
think him and his wife had a few meltdowns when people called him out. Hey, this problem was caused by you, right?
yeah. Oh, wow. Lord Vader, one of the High Republic authors, Stig, she said she only read 50 pages of a book, then she quits reading the book she's reading because she gets bored.
Yeah, that's being she has an attention issue.
And then, so what book was she reading? Does she state what she was reading that she got bored on? Or is this just in general? Okay, Holocron, what Stig said, yeah, about being stupid, yeah. Holocron Library Fox. I'm waiting at least for season 2 to finish before I have even or before I even start with Mando. Probably season 3, huh? I am waiting at least
No,
for.
he hasn't started yet.
Oh,
Just gonna wait till the end of season 2 to start watching, or maybe at the end of season 3.
oh, he's like waiting for reviews and stuff before he starts. Okay, I get it. I think. All right. Oh, and we have Kashyyyk Queen here. Hello, how are you doing, darling? I hope you're enjoying your family and your day. All right, let's see here. No, she says she does this with most books. Oh,
Oh, you know, uh, I've read some books on writing. One by Terry Brooks and a
okay.
few other big names. All of them said if you don't read, you can't write.
Oh,
Because writers are always readers, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So that there is a really bad sign.
Well, they hired her, so
Yeah, it's like it's basically she doesn't like to read.
yeah.
That's what it is. And then how the hell do you hire someone who doesn't like to read to be a
Yeah.
writer?
Oh God. All right. The author said she does this in general. Yeah, well, that's her problem then, huh? That sucks. That's a warning sign right there, you guys.
Yeah,
Oh goodness. Well, I mean, she's happy. Which one is it? I'm curious if you remember.
you could probably just pick one at random. Just almost none of them had any writing credits before this.
Uh-huh.
Some of them had blogs and shit, and others did fan fiction.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
mean, that's not the kind of people you hire to write for a big franchise.
And George Lucas hired bestsellers to write in his EU.
Yeah, they were bestsellers before
Mm-hmm.
they even touched Star Wars. I mean, R.A. Salvatore had been writing the Dark Elf books for over a decade, and plenty of those were bestsellers.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, go write Vector Prime, and it did, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. So you guys, like I said, right now we're gonna see influx of people like really defending through Pablo's book, the ST, and I did engage, but it's draining. It's very much draining. It's repeating the obvious facts all the damn time. And so myself, I'll probably just be muting them and just ignoring them and not giving the attention because that's what they want. They want to be like, oh, see, bam, told you so, suckers. The EU sucks, and they'll add the EU in there, even has nothing to do with the EU. And they just
Yeah, it's
they just want to create conflict. So I say ignore it and start sharing a ton of I Choose Legends stuff.
yeah. If someone says they're a Star Wars fan and they don't know stuff that was painfully common knowledge for decades,
Mhm.
sorry, they were never fans.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty much like if you claim to be a Tolkien fan and you didn't know the movies were based on books,
Hmm.
right? It's actually in that same alley.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. So, I mean, mind you, I'm not going to tell you how to do your Twitter and how to respond and stuff, but I feel like giving them a lot more attention um, through this um, is feeding into what they want. We already know that the facts are out there that George's scripts was turned down. Any of his ideas were turned down through interviews. We know like the directors and even KK was like, we didn't know which way we're going to go with the story here. We had no plan. And even with the actors stating they didn't have no plan for their characters as well. We know that the evidence is out there. So so
Yeah,
we
I just if I see something like that, I just post a picture that contradicts what they're saying, and then I call them a dumbass.
there you go. I know I've been enjoying yours right there, you dumbass. And it's like I said, that there's proof out there already, and these people just want to. I mean, if you like the ST, fine. I that's cool. Good for you and stuff like that. But you cannot deny the fact that what's been stated is, they didn't have a plan for it and stuff. You can't deny the evidence out there, so but these some of these people are just going back and doing the same old rhetoric that began when they decanonized the EU. So they're going back to that. They're picking at old wounds, and then they're saying, "Oh well, those people from the EU are dividing, blah blah blah." They're the one who's doing the division, and stuff. So I mean, they're the ones that are hypocrites, basically, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
and who caused that stuff? Oh, probably Dolgo.
And he's doing it again for to be relevant.
Yeah, I think he's on his way out when Kennedy leaves.
Hmm.
At least I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I take everything like when it comes to these rumors and stuff with a grain of salt. Um, you never know. They might just keep her. They might just keep her. And so I mean, there may not be any change. There may be a huge slowdown with the financial circumstances with Disney in general. And I think it's gonna affect not only Disney Lucasfilm, but also like Marvel and all the other franchises that they own.
Yeah, and Star Wars was someone who had stocks in Disney did a video about the annual finances and stuff,
Yeah.
and Lucasfilm is not pulling its weight at all. It was in the red, and
Mm,
the Star Wars merchandise sales
yeah.
were had dropped by over 80%
And
since
that's not
2000, yeah,
that's
since 2017.
yeah.
It actually did way better um, 6 and 7 years after the episode 3, when there
Hmm.
were no movies. It merch alone earned Star Wars more money than movies.
Exactly. The EU itself,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
the EU was what kept it going.
it's like fans like Stig and I and all you guys here that has read or played the games or, all of that, bought the merch, we kept it alive.
Lord Vader, can you highlight his comment?
This one?
Yeah, you're you got that wrong. He's trying to lose weight to play Java.
Oh, oh, ouch. E. That's a burn. That's a burn and a half.
Well, there's a reason why he has to use a boomerang to put on a belt.
Oh my god. Pablo's wife is irritating as well. I haven't really gotten to
Oh, she's a Karen.
yeah, she's one of the Karens, the original Karens.
Oh,
At least she has that going for her, I guess. I don't know. Thieving Disney, always money, money, money. Even dared to screw over our own Anna, the Star Wars girl. Is there something that I missed over this last week and a half, or is this something in the past? I'm not catching. I mean, it might have been something in the past I'm just not relating to or coming up with or whatever for Anna. And like Disney even took down one of my videos that I had to re-edit a little bit. So yeah, they're not a big fan of people doing fan films and stuff or fan work. George was really big with it, and so Disney, Lucasfilm, they don't do that. They don't allow that anymore, which is another way of alienating huge fans. So
Pablo's belly is an ever expanding universe.
yikes. Yeah, yikes. And there's like I shared pictures like last week or a week and a half ago or something, but with the Legos and stuff, there is just a lot of PT and OT stuff that's on the shelf selling right now. On the shelf selling right now. So
Hmm.
that speaks volumes in itself. And I thought it was pretty cool. I don't collect Legos. I never really cared for Legos that much. Um, I did put stuff together in the past, but I'm just not a huge collector. But those were pretty interesting. Those are pretty neat that they had coming out. One thing they had was Anakin and Obi-Wan's fight at Mustafar at the lava river there. And I was like, wouldn't that be something if like the burning Anakin was provided in that?
Yeah, it should come with the Lego sets should come with a lighter so you can burn anything. Yeah,
And then Obi-Wan, I have the high ground.
Anakin, you're fired.
You're fired. You're fired. Yeah. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. I'm like, oh wow. I mean, they're doing the master and the apprentice duel there, and I thought it's interesting. But then part of me is like, they should put the burning Anakin in there. I mean, that's just I guess my demented mind. I don't know if it's demented or not, but I thought that was kind of funny thinking that. So all right, let's see here. If Pablo is playing a Jabba, that means he will have to take an Uber from his kitchen to his living room. Oh God, you guys are hilarious. Stig, I think it's ridiculous that people are buying $500 Baby Yoda merch. What? There's one out there for $500? What is that?
I don't know, but I guess people who buy it will immediately tweet it and then go, "Look what I have," and then
Yeah.
soak up the narcissism points.
Look what I got. I can afford this. No, just I need $500 just to get rid of some of my electric bill. I ain't
It's like,
spending that on my
look how big a fan I am.
exactly. Look at
Two
me.
year, 2 years after I first heard about Star Wars, I bought a Baby Yoda toy.
All right, so here we go. Probably missed. Anna told in one of the streams over the last days she did something for Disney. Then they left her hanging and took her work behind her back and used it, I believe, for Mando. Wow. I want. Wow.
Well, then she should be able to take legal action.
Exactly. I hope that, like the agreement, I hope there was some kind of agreement signed. I hope she had a kind of a contract, not kind of, I hope she had a contract stating what she will get, like royalties and all this other stuff. And was smart with that. Because I've
Yeah,
heard in the past that they've stolen like ideas from fans before, like for ships ideas and stuff like that, and never gave credit. So, and what was you going to say, Steve?
no, nothing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say something. All right. So, yeah, that's crazy. So, you guys, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up now. It's coming up. It's a little past 11 now. So you've been here for 2 hours, and I'm so happy to be back with you guys. And so the show is coming up here on the channel. Of course, I will have some more lore videos coming up. I did do one, not a lore video, but I did do a news about what's going on with Yoda because I thought it was something to bring attention to because it pertains to the movies and to the lore. Not necessarily to the original EU because we already know that that's casted aside and they can care less about it. But so I thought it was something to bring attention to. I may post videos that need special attention to, but when it comes to the news, current Star Wars news, there will be a lot of things I might be ignoring because, again, I want to keep this strictly George Lucas era of Star Wars, and that's my focus here. So, with that being said, on the 29th, we have the literature review on Death Troopers, and I can't wait to hear more about what Stig has to say about it. And I will reserve my comments for that time, that time frame, and that will be on the 29th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I will post more information about it here sometime today. And of course, we are going to probably maybe have a couple of other guests as well. And then on the 30th is the fan film watch party, and we are watching Legacy of the Force fan film, and that's basically Invincible, the last portion of the book, the solo fight. So Jaina versus her brother Darth Caedus. And so that's like 20 minutes long. So
It's not a solo fight if it's two combatants, is it?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I'm referring to the name solo, not the amount of people. So, well, if you want to say technically, there is one solo in it because he is Darth Caedus at this point.
Nah.
So anyways, so we're reviewing that on the 30th, our watch party. So come join me. Bring your popcorn, bring your favorite drink. Of course, we'll watch and then I'll pause. We'll talk about it, and then go back and watch it some more. Go through the whole fan film of it. I really liked this fan film. Thought it'd be something fun to watch and get back into the lore of George Lucas, and and honor these fans that were allowed to make these fan films and stuff during his time. And so again, that's on the 30th at 6 p.m. my channel, Pacific Standard Time. So you guys come join me as well. And then and then next week, Thursday, we're going to review this comic here. So I'm pretty excited to get through that with you guys. And again, it's the number 32 in the Star Wars comic collection, Darkness Part 1 of 4. And so we have Quinlan right there. And look, it looks like he's being choked out or restrained. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, he's in the battle right now. So this looks like it's going to be such a great read and a fun review with Stig. Yes. And so, Stig, tell us where we can find you.
Tiny YouTube channel I don't care about. Other than that, it's here on Thursdays or on Christie's channel on Saturdays for the movie talk thing, and then Sporking's channel on Mondays for the Game of Thrones books talk.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'm on Culture Casino's channel or Midnight's Edge After Dark. I don't know. I just pop off if I have time and people ask, hey, you want to be on? Maybe I'll pop on, right?
Yeah, and so just follow him. He's well versed in a lot of things in pop culture and stuff, and very fun to talk with. Very fun to be around, and he doesn't care about the subscriptions. He's just what he produces is just fun and stuff. So but still go follow him on Twitter or go follow him or subscribe to his channel and keep up to date on his videos, his posts, because they're fun, they're enjoyable.
Just get off my lawn, people.
Just get off my lawn. Yeah. And then again, I forgot to mention tonight I'll be on Queen's Council, and that's 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my time. And I think that's right. Yeah. So I'll be on with Queen's Council tonight. So I'll see you guys then. And you guys all have a great day, and may the force be with you.